Now, it only gets worse with the Scholarship Secretariat. The latest revelations from the Fourth Estate investigation indicates that not only are scholarships going to highly connected applicants, but they are receiving double packages to the detriment of those who may not be highly connected in society or politically. The Fourth Estate data showed at least 17 people benefited multiple times, whilst others struggled to even receive their stipends and fees. Joining me for more on this is Seth Bobkin, the lead journalist who worked on this project at the Fourth Estate. But for now, here's what we know so far from the investigation put out there by the Fourth Estate. And so what you have here is Government Scholarship Secretariat. This is their mission. The mission is to utilize government funds, get funds and donor support for the provision of scholarship to brilliant but needed students and qualified workers at a minimum access cost for human resource development, for the purpose of national growth and of course development. And this is the mission statement of the Scholarship Secretariat. Now, Government Scholarship Secretariat total amount spent between 2019 and 2020 stood at 437.5 million Ghana cedis. And indeed, that's a lot of money. 437 million for a period of 1 year, 2019-2020. And so the money went where? So for the pound sterling, 219,480 United States dollars, 146,502, and the Canadian dollar, 7,685. This is the amount spent on influential individuals and associates of the political elite. And between the period of 2019 and 2020, of multiple scholarship was awarded to MPP constituency executives in the Asian region, and the amount stood at 57,219 pounds sterling. And for special assistant to Second Lady, the special assistant to the Second Lady, Samira Baromea, the amount spent on that person amounted to 57,210 to attend pounds sterling to attend a university in the UK, but never stepped on the campus and eventually dropped out of the program. But it's on record that that amount of money was spent on her education. So family members of the president and former finance minister, 16,000 pounds sterling, daughter of former IGP, 27,480 pounds sterling, children of two MPs, 19,000 pounds sterling and 36,000 United States dollars, respectively. Daughter of a former national chairman of the MPP also, enjoys some 6,000 pounds sterling. At least 17 people received multiple scholarships, which allowed them to pursue different programs in 2 consecutive years or in a single year, whilst others were struggling to just have access to the scholarship. So in terms of the multiple scholarship in consecutive year, 10 people per account, multiple scholarship in the same year, 7 people. So the person could be studying this course in this university, another course in another university at the same time. And people have been sharing the frustration they went through before the scholarship secretariat paid their tuition and other, money that came with the scholarship. And for some, it took schools shutting them out of their system and sending them threatening messages to report them to the Home Office before eventually the Scholarship Secretariat paid a fee. And this is a recurring matter. It's been happening, it's happening, and I'm sure that will continue to happen. And so this is what we have. But really, what is the story behind this? So joining me for more on this is Seth Bobkin, the lead investigative journalist on this project at the Fourth Estate. Seth, you're welcome to the Pulse.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Right. So, you've brought to the fore people that benefited twice, same year, others different years, but benefited. In terms of highlighting these aspects of your investigation, what exactly are you seeking to put out there?
So we thought that if we look at the money of the scholarship secretariat, the scholarship are meant for, and this started on the Secretary's own website. The scholarships are meant for brilliant students, and you can support the
I think that it says, I don't know if you can reposition yourself. There appears to be some, unreliability on your line. If you can reposition yourself so we can have a better connection.
Okay, maybe it's because I'm driving.
I think it's better now. I think it's better now. Fantastic. Please go ahead.
Okay. So we thought the scholarships are meant for brilliant Banidi students as it is on the website of the Scholarship Secretariat. But from our analysis, it appears there is more to it than the Secretariat will tell us in terms of their mission. We found at least 17 people. We said at least because those are the names you could easily find from the list.
Okay.
There may be more. And given that people are getting stranded abroad, there's this pathetic story of a young lady who reached out to us when we published the part 1 and told us how she got to the UK last year, January to be precise.
Right.
And was given $2,000 instead of $4,000, a little over $4,000, because they told them they would be giving them at least $1,300 every month, and they will be paid 40. But she was giving this $2,000, and that was it. That first was her last. She never got any stipend from the Secretariat till today. And that lady is now, what's her name? A cleaner.
In the United Kingdom.
In the United Kingdom.
So was he able to finish the program?
Say that again.
Was she able to finish the program?
Yes, she was able to finish the program because she sent emails and the threats she received from the school and forwarded them to the Secretariat. So they managed to pay her tuition at least. But for her stipend, which is used for feeding, accommodation, and other things, she has to do cleaning and depend on her friends and family back home.
Right.
And as she says, she has borrowed at least £5,000. She's invested at least £5,000. And even though she has finished the course, she's unable to come back home because she can't even afford the plane ticket. And
so she has decided to stay. Yeah, please go on.
Stories like this make it heartbreaking that there are people on the list who actually got 2 scholarships, multiple scholarships, when others could not even get one, or even where they got it, their stipend, £1,300 a month, could not be paid. And they have to resort to, things that they would ordinarily not do back home in Ghana, like cleaning, for instance. And the lady in question tells the story of a friend who was nearly raped because she could not afford rent and had to patch with a man who nearly raped her. So there are students who have been chased out of accommodations and so on and so forth. So we thought it was unfair to be giving people who, at least when you are looking at the social ladder, they are up there. So they don't deserve those scholarships. Not that they are not Ghanaians, they are Ghanaians. But per their status and their family connections, they don't deserve it.
And I'm very sure that you've heard the explanation by the Scholarship Secretariat Executive Director to the effect that currently there is no law that regulates the granting of scholarship. And so it will be difficult to describe somebody because of the person's political connection to be denied a scholarship. So in the absence of a law that spells out how this thing should be done, they've done no wrong.
I think that view is a bit simplistic because there is no law. I agree. But if you look at the Get Fund Act, right, it talks about giving scholarships to brilliant Banidi students in Ghana.
Right.
In Ghana. That is their main source of funding as well as the government. So if we look at that, by extension, and even per the mission, I'm hammering on the mission because it's as important as anything else. The mission should serve as a guideline. If there is no law, the mission of the Secretariat should serve as a guideline to the Secretariat as to who deserves it and who doesn't. So when he says there is no law, yes, indeed, there's no law, but there's a guideline. And that guideline is embedded in their mission.
But
if you have to take conventions from what Kuma set up that Secretariat for, it is meant for brilliant Banidi students.
Right.
If there is no law, that is the convention. The convention has existed for years. I would not say that it is only this administration that is abusing it. No, I wouldn't say that because the audit service had done an audit in 2000 and covering 2009, 2018. That also established that there were abuses in the past. Granted. But it should not continue. We shouldn't allow it to continue.
So let me come here and ask you. So did you speak to some of those who benefited twice? And how easy was it for them to get a scholarship, whilst hundreds, if not thousands, were on the waiting line and didn't get even a single one?
Unfortunately, we could not get any of this. We sent emails to some of them, but they did not respond because most of them are outside the country.
I have just seen posts of someone who is claiming that he was awarded scholarship. His name has been captured as benefiting twice, but he says he was only given one scholarship, and so the impression being created that he benefited twice is not accurate.
And that cannot be, we cannot be faulted for us. The data came from the Secretariat.
All right. Seth, thank you very much for this explanation. As been said, Bob Quinn is a lead investigator in this expose that is coming from the Scholarship Secretariat. But there's been reaction to this development.
There are always two types of scholarships. One is merit-based, and the other is means-tested one. So I think that always, in America and the Arab, there are some people who may be rich, but then will get a scholarship because of their merit and the rest. And then there are those which are means-tested. So also in Ghana, you have the two. But you haven't distinguished them. And that sometimes is where the trouble is, in the sense that there must be a distinction between those which are purely competitive and those which are means tested. And when that is not done, then confusions arise. Secretariat may operate a need-based scheme. I don't know about it. But it stands to reason that if there are two people and one is able to afford it, then it's consideration. But I don't think that formally the private secretary operates a need-based scheme. Number one. Number two, of course, we have had a problem for many years, which gets worse with the years, whereby this idea of protocol, and by means of protocol, we are talking about privileged people, either by status, political connection, money, or whatever it is. And I think that that is a pain of Ghana in the sense that now the political and class especially, and those who have made it or have benefited from the system are now making themselves a class to even benefit more. And that is unfortunate because it is now making the deprived more deprived because of that. And it is on there in admission to secondary schools and all of them. So it is an unfortunate phenomenon which has become almost part of our system.
What makes it immoral is that we all pay taxes. And it is government responsibility to ensure that every taxpayer gets the fundamental need, survival. Yes. And so if government has used taxes, advanced, settled, let's use the urban, to advance urban centers, and you have been privileged to benefit from that trend, which somewhere in the rural area has not been able to benefit from, then on that note, there's some fairness that's the basis of it. So if there is the need for scholarship to support someone to contribute to bridging the gap, the focus should go to where there is less endowment. That is where it should go to.
Where there is greater need.
That is where it should go to. It is true, we are all taxpayers. And my brother, let me tell you, that is the basis upon which the free SHS is suffering now. Because the argument was that the free must go for everybody because we are all taxpayers. That was the argument basis. Now you come to realize that those who have the rich, who have money, the free aspect of the program they are enjoying, the money they take is just, it doesn't go into the education of the children. Yet those who come from deprived context cannot even get money to buy simple books that they need to help them study well.